Hey guys, and welcome back to Throwback
Thursday. Real quick, folks, just a little announcement. Me and Simon have been doing this for a little time now. It's really kind of started off as like a hobby thing because this is what we do anyways. We get together, we talk about movies, and, something we kind of did that's our friends and people we know can watch and, see the way we always are together. And but we're kind of taking things to the next level. We got several people liking, subscribing, and we're gonna making some changes. So we're gonna try and keep putting out some fun and exciting content, and we're gonna be taking Fan Talk a little bit on the road. We're gonna start doing more events, getting out in town, doing a little bit more. We're also gonna be stepping out in the social media. So starting in November, we're gonna have a Facebook page, a Twitter page, a Snapchat, probably an Instagram. I haven't nailed that down 100% yet, but so we're going to be across social media. We're also going to be doing some merchandise, so we're going to start having some things where we like you guys commenting on our posts. So when you guys comment, we'll be like maybe mailing you guys some cool fan talk gear. And so keep an eye out for that. It should all be coming live in November, and I'll keep you guys all updated on all that. And once we're out online, man, just make sure you're liking, subscribing, and that you're tuning into all our different forums, because there'll be special content on certain things that we won't just have here on YouTube, all right?
Yeah, and don't forget to ring that bell.
And don't forget, to like and subscribe, because you guys, by supporting us, you help us be able to keep doing fun, exciting content for you guys to watch. That being said, Throwback Thursday, and every Thursday is a special meaning to everything we do. So this is October the 17th.
Yep.
And what is your Throwback Thursday, Mr. Simon?
My Throwback Thursday is Shawn of the Dead.
Woo! Let's hear it.
All right. This came out in 2004, directed by Edgar Wright, and who co-wrote it with Simon Pegg, who plays the titled Shawn.
Shawn?
Yeah. Also has Nick Frost, his buddy Ed, in the movie. Basically, this is a zombie movie. That's a comedy.
Yes.
Basically, it's almost like a sitcom with two guys reacting to a zombie apocalypse. And the focus isn't necessarily on the zombies, but their antics and how much annoying the zombies are to their everyday routines.
Yeah.
It's a hilarious movie. Has complete rewatchability over and over. It is a kind of a part of a loose trilogy called The Three Flavors Cornetta that includes Hot Fuzz and World's End.
Yeah.
Not directly all tied together, but it's kind of like a looser kind of trilogy, the same tonally, same people making the same kind of tone and stuff like that. It made $30 million on a $6 million budget, so obviously did well for itself. It was inspired by the Spaced episode Art and also Resident Evil 2 game, so it kind of got those ideas from there. Has tons and tons of British cameos. Probably good 15, 20.
Oh yeah,
that's just
lots,
all over the place.
Lots.
Dylan Moran, Martin Freeman, Tasman, Matt Lucas, and just dozens of others. Has a very strong and solid 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Ebert gave it 3 out of 4 stars, which for the kind of movie
yeah,
fun. 49th greatest British film according to a poll. 9th best zombie movie. Stephen King said it was a 10 on the fun meter for him.
Yeah,
that's good praise. Tarantino says it's in his top 20 favorite movies. So just amount of accolades across the board.
Oh, it's one of it would definitely make my top 25 for sure. I mean, it's one of my more favorite movies to go back and watch over and over and over.
Mm-hmm. George Romero, obviously a zombie fame.
Yes.
Did Land of the Dead in 2005, the year afterwards, and gave Pegg and Frost cameos in the movie.
Yeah.
And originally he had written in actual bigger cameos, and they're like, no, we want to be zombies. And so he made them zombies in the movie. So anyway, it's with the Zombieland 2 coming out. I thought Zombieland 1 was a little too recent to do a throwback on that one. So,
yeah.
I wanted to go back to kind of another fun zombie comedy movie, and that's the best one.
Yes, by far.
Yeah, so that was my Throwback Thursday. Pretty straightforward. I mean, I'm not going to go into plot line on this movie in any more detail because I don't need to. If you've seen it, you know it. If you haven't seen it, go out and watch it because it's a lot of fun.
And in that essence, I'm going to be reviewing a movie in a lot similar way. My movie has a lot of emphasis on this week as well. The movie I'm doing is Clerks. A lot of the reason I'm doing Clerks is one, Clerks was released in 1994 on October 19th.
Yep.
So we are now, like, in another day, going to be celebrating the 21st anniversary of the release of Clerks. 25th. Is that right? Yeah, you're right. My math, bad math. No, 25th anniversary of Clerks. Clerks, okay, came out in 1994. Kevin Smith, obviously, directorial debut. This movie was made for $27,575. And it made a whopping $3.4 million.
Maxed out his credit cards making the movie.
Yep, and a lot of people don't know that, but Kevin Smith, he actually did go to film school. He went to a small little film school where he met Mosier, which is the guy who helped him do Clerks. He maxed out his credit cards going to that school, and then sold a bunch of his comic books to pay for the film class and then to get the gear and everything to film Clerks. He actually had a deal with that buddy that they would both write a script, and whichever one finished first, the other would help them make the movie, and he just happened to finish Clerks first. It was actually filmed in the video store and Quickie Mart that he worked at. He actually was working there during the days, and then they would close it down and film at night.
Right, leaving him exhausted
because they literally would film until 5, 6 in the morning. And all the actors for the film, too, they all talked about how grueling it was, because literally they'd be showing up at 8, 9 o'clock at night. They'd film until 5, 6 in the morning, then run home and get ready and go back to work.
And then also he would, after filming was done, he would then cut and edit at night as well.
Yeah, so I mean, this was something that was a real grueling kind of ordeal. He wanted to do a film about Clerks because, you know, it's something that he was kind of passionate about because he had done these jobs. And it was a heavily dialogue-driven film. It was filmed with a handful of actors and a lot of his family, friends, people he knew growing up from the neighborhood. In fact, the actor who played Randall wasn't originally supposed to be Randall. It was a friend of his who actually had some acting lessons. He had wrote the part for him, but his friend had gotten the script and had the script for a long time and really didn't memorize it, didn't really know the lines, and didn't really hammer it out too well in the casting call for everything where they were doing the rehearsals. And Jeff had showed up with some friends and stuff and ended up getting up and reading and doing some of the lines. And whenever Kevin Smith, who was originally going to play Randall, the other guy was going to play Dante, I'm sorry, not Randall, he was like, well, I think I'm going to actually play Silent Bob. I'm going to have him play Randall. And then his buddy, who was going to play Dante, ended up playing the physical trainer. Okay. And Al Halligan ended up playing Dante.
Brian, yeah. And then it worked out better for him doing the Silent Bob because he could then direct in scene.
Yeah, while still being a part of the film.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because like the Randall character was wrote for him, and you can tell because
he said he wrote that because it had the best lines. And he said he wrote that based upon another clerk that he originally worked with that was just always just spewing out the sarcasm and stuff to the customers.
Yeah, who is his friend and and they're still friends to this day, and he's been in several of Kevin Smith's films. So, but it was actually really funny when you see some of these characters in the film and like how they played all these different roles. But Clerks, if you haven't seen it, it's fantastic. The acting is not fantastic. I won't lie to you.
But no offense to them, but they're especially at the time more amateur actors.
They were all amateur actors, but the big thing is the acting actually was really good when you consider how dialogue driven this film was. I mean, even a really christened actor with all this dialogue, it would have took take after take after take. These folks didn't get take after take after take. Right. At most, they had 3 takes because he just didn't have the money for all the film.
Yeah.
And so
it's already black and white.
Yeah, it's already black and white. And so most of the film was shot in 1 or 2 takes. And then some of them, they had a second take that was better, but the sound or something didn't get quite right. And so some of the film just wasn't usable. And so they had to go with what they had. And that being said, the movie is fantastic. The dialogue is hilarious.
And it's going to the film festivals. Weinstein actually is the one that got him picked up and purchased it for Miramax.
Yeah.
And then got it. They added a soundtrack onto it. They cut the... No, before that, they cut the original ending where Dante died.
Yes.
I think it was after the first film festival, but before Cannes. And then... Oh, sorry, not Cannes. Sundance.
Yeah. And then Sundance.
Yeah. Then they liked the new ending better. Miramax bought it, added the soundtrack, paid for the rights for the soundtrack, and released it.
But... No, Clerks is an awesome comedy. It's really what got Kevin Smith on the map. It got him started with the whole View Askew universe. And, it's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. If you have seen it, you know how great it is.
If you haven't seen it and are checking it out, don't get turned off by the production quality. No, this is part and parcel of the movie. And it's also a part of its charm once you get into it.
Yeah.
And stick it out till you hear the number 37. If you don't like it by that point,
then turn it off. Yeah.
If you can make it through there, then you're good.
You're good. You're gonna love it. Yeah, and there's actually a documentary out that he's released now about the making of Clerks, which is fantastic. It really kind of deep dive into a lot of the characters. It's a lot of fun to watch if you're a big fan of Kevin Smith's. And, and
also, even though his, obviously, Silent Bob in all those movies, with usually one line of dialogue towards the end, in real life, he is very much a wordsmith, very talkative, very good at stories, very entertaining to listen to, with the humor still thrown in. You can see his writing coming out in that, and why these movies are so dialogue heavy. He is naturally dialogue heavy.
Yeah.
So he has a podcast on Fat Man Beyond, I believe. He does with Mark Bernardin. He's done Hollywood Babylon. He's all over YouTube. So if you're been entertained by these movies in the past and like their comedic style, go check him out on YouTube. He's got plenty of stuff out there. It's actually all pretty entertaining.
Yeah. So, again, that's my pick for Throwback Thursday. Going to be going to watch Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, Reboot, and Reboot. Yeah, because it's a double feature, and we'll be...
What the... It's the internet.
The internet, and we'll be back to do a review on that. And until then... tell us some of your favorite movies. We're doing these Throwback Thursdays.
It's also a great way for us to talk about old movies, which we love doing, because, some movies that we pick, like Shaun of the Dead, there's not a sequel. The only way I'm going to talk about it is to end this kind of format where we're talking about old movies we like, because obviously each week new movies come out and we're talking about those, but this is a format where we get to talk about some greats.
Old greats, and for some of you younger viewers that maybe haven't seen some of these movies, go out and watch them. I mean, I'm married to a woman who's a lot younger, and she hasn't seen some of the movies I've seen, and it's always fun because I'll come back home after filming, and I'll be like, I was talking about this movie, or I'll be doing research. I'll be like, I'm going to talk about this movie this week, and she'll sit down and watch it with me, and she's like, oh my god, that's a great movie. So it's always fun to go back and check out some of these old films, especially I am one of those guys that will tell you there's a lot of new stuff coming out, but sometimes there's not as much really new content coming out these days, and so it's kind of fun to go watch this old stuff. That being said, too, I'm going to come out here real soon and talk about Netflix. I mean, we might have to start having a whole dedicated show to stuff on Netflix. There's some cool stuff that's come out, folks, to go check it out.
Yeah, they're wanting to stay in the game with Disney Plus coming out just around the corner.
Yes, and they're raising their bar, so we're getting some good content. So anyways, folks, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
A little closer in. There we go.
See you next time.